welcome to SoulFish. This is a channel for spiritual growth and personal development. I am super happy you're here. We're really building this really wonderful community. So please like and subscribe and leave a comment too. I'd love to learn more about what you're thinking, and together we're able to build this and be able to validate each other and answer questions and really grow, really help each other to grow. So thank you. And you know, it's been several themes over the last few months, and a big one is self-doubt. It's the idea that self-doubt is blocking me, and that happens to all of us in some degree or another, right? But when you're making changes to yourself that are pretty drastic, when we're in this in-between time, right, that we've been talking about, and you're really trying to slough off the stuff that you don't need for your book too, you know, this self-doubt starts to come in because you're really trying to do things in a different way. You know, self-doubt takes the form of many different things. It manifests in different ways. So it can be that, you know, I can't do this, to being upset, for example, with you're not losing enough weight or something just like that. Like, I can't do this. Like, look at me now. Look what I did. Or all of these kind of blocking type, they're blocking yourself, you know, blocking type feelings, blocking type statements that aren't helping to move you along. It actually, you know, it's like your fear taking hold, right? These are all caused by fear. And so it's really like you're allowing, because you're not conscious and you're just kind of going with it with this fear idea, then all these self-doubts start to emerge. There's a difference between understanding what you're good at and what you're not, or let's say what your limits are, and working within those kind of parameters. That's very different than having self-doubt. Self-doubt means that you're not believing in yourself in a way that says, I can do this, that says, I'll be successful if I do the following things. It's very much like a stop-start, right? Like, I kind of feel it, but I kind of not. This is kind of like new ground, not new ground. You know, what if I'm wrong? What if everything I banked on doing it this way, and now I'm changing this way, and it just doesn't work out? You know, this is all self-doubt. A lot of that has to do with the energy that you're carrying in you. A lot of that has to do with how are you feeling about you, of course, right? Because it's you're saying, hey, I may not be good enough. So here's what the reality is. The reality is that you have the power and the ability to make almost any change you need to make possible. You have the power and ability to be able to fulfill on what you're thinking up. Please understand that you wouldn't be able to think it up if you couldn't do it. So it doesn't mean that you can do it right at the moment that you've initiated this idea, right? Or really believe in something. You may need practice, you may need study, you may need training. But all of that's available to you when you put the right perspective together, right? So understand that self-doubt is just a sign that either says you need to become more committed, or a sign that says, hey, maybe you need more training, mentorship, a teacher, you know, better access to this, maybe more savings to do that, you know, whatever the logical explanation might be. It's geared at several things, but it's a sign. And so when self-doubt comes upon you, which again is usually led by fear, right? But when self-doubt comes upon you, ask yourself, you know, is this have to do with my fear, or does this have to do with my capability?